Hello, folks. It's Jason here. Thank you for making it this far. So, I'm going to go over the initial setup of the movie database project, and hopefully, everything is not too complicated. I try to keep it as simple as possible for everyone. So, to begin, I'm using VS Code, and the folder structure I have set up here, I'm using Next.js for our React environment. The reason I chose Next.js over something like Create React App is because it gives you less overhead and all extra files. These files here were added by myself for my development environment, which I posted up on the GitHub, but you don't have to use it. You can delete the file, whichever files you see fit. So the next environment, when you go to the GitHub, you just have to do npm init. For those who don't know, sorry, not npm init, npm install, and it will install all the dependencies that are being used in this project, which will give you the folder setup and everything. So on the GitHub page, you just have the pages directory, public directory. Do we have public? No. So the GitHub, you have the pages directory, sorry, the Sass directory, your the ESLint RC, the git ignore, Next.js config, and the package.json, and of course the README file. So when cloning, you just have to do npm install, and it will give you all your dependencies and your node modules folder. You run the build command here. So in the package.json, you see I have some build commands. There we are, some scripts. So for the development environment, which you're going to be doing, you just npm run dev, and it will build out here your development environment on localhost 3000 by default, and you'll see it here. So how Next operates, it handles all the routing for us by making a directory called pages, and every every JavaScript file or page file that you put in there will be your next route, will be your next page. So index.js will be the first page. If you make an about.js, that would be the about page, and Next.js handles all of that routing for you by default out of the box. So in the index page, I have my styles, which I'm importing from the Sass folder. Styles.sass file. Just to see that everything is running, I have the class name, the color, font size variable here, just to make sure that it was running from the file, and here's the output. And the index page is just running a regular function, which returns a div with a class name of the CSS name, and just this small text here, which we just saw. Okay, my ESLint is just some linting rules set up, which I use for my environment to keep my code kind of organized, clean. You don't have to use this. You can use your own linting setup if you wish. The git ignore is just certain files that I'm ignoring, so you guys don't have to get any unnecessary files. So there's nothing, don't have to pay too much attention to this one. The Next.js config, so how Next works also is if you want to use certain um, add-ons, I would say. So to use Sass, I just brought in a module, and it brings it into your Next environment. So we're able to use Sass. I will also provide a link to the Next.js documentation here. So you go to the documentation here, and it gives you all the quick setup, how everything is done. So here, if you go to importing CSS, I did the Sass, it will take you over to the setup on how to do Sass. Everything is there. You don't have to do this step. If you have done the npm install, all of this will come because it's in the package.json file. Everything will be set up for you. Okay, I hope this was a clear enough setup walkthrough. If any more questions, just feel free to ask. I will try to be a bit more clear in the next few videos. I'm a bit nervous on this one. Thank you all for if you make it this far, and let's have fun in this first project.